that booklet was there, and somehow I took it. Then I flicked through. Then I saw the 5 stages of Bodhi mind development. Very strange, nothing was explained inside the book about the 5 Bodhi mind development. But there is a description of what these 5 Bodhi stages of Bodhi mind development. Just a description on it. So the first stage is the Bodhi mind that aspire to go this way. That one very easy to understand. That one many people can understand. Then the second one is the Bodhi mind that actually severe, endure and severe affliction. That one straight away I understand because I went through the Bodhisattva way, the vow, or I understand. Then the third one, Bodhi mind that illuminate that nature clearly. That one, unless you are a Bodhisattva, you cultivate before, you can never understand. Because that time I already went into the nature through the gateway, then my nature actually illuminated that that nature inside. The Bodhi mind that illuminate that one. Very clear. That's why I understood what that thing is. Then after that, the 4th stage of Bodhi mind development, Bodhi mind that renounces samsara. Straight away I understand. Because by then, my nature also understands samsara is nothing. People can talk about it eons and eons, but it's nothing. Because you know, samsara is not what people think. It's the wheel of birth and death, cycle of birth and death. And that time frame is actually a delusion created by thought. That's why when you have this understanding of what that nature is, you will not have any of this wrong view or wrong thought. You were there to come for the living being, for eternity. Because that time samsara is nothing. We are all these are conditioned arising causal phenomena. Manifestation, not what you think. But the vow will bring forth, the perfection will bring forth all this. Then when you renounce the samsara, that is the time you will never regress. Even at the 3rd stage of Bodhi mind development, you will never regress already. Then you will move on already. Then after you have this ability to understand the Bodhi mind that renounces samsara, that cultivation is a very different cultivation. That's why from there onward, your perfection becomes very different. That's why I understand that perfection by itself very fast. And I know how to develop all this. That's why after that, the 5th stage of Bodhi mind development is the accumulation of all this perfection leading to the Sama Sambuddhahood, means Anuttara Samya Sambodhi, means reach the consummation of Sama Sambuddhahood. So these 5 stages of Bodhi mind development, when you go through that nature type of cultivation, which we use the 4th support, trust, very few people can do unless you have the condition and the understanding. Very few people can do, because that trust to go into that nature is beyond thought, beyond mind. You cannot use mind. That nature move. That whole thing is a different movement, completely different. And when you are able to go in and witness and understand all the things, then that nature's understanding become very clear. That's why I can tell you all that this one is not a being. It cannot come out and live like and all those things. This is the unconditioned, but this nature is very different. It is capable of a lot of understanding, manifestation and all. Because from there, it can make use of the vow, the cultivation, the perfection, and everything. Then together with the spiritual nature that we develop, it will inherit. But this, what they call form and mind. Because when we come as a bodhisattva, we already have the understanding, we know how to connect back to this one. Then when the wisdom that we develop through this penetrative cultivation and understanding, this whole thing that is developed, you no need to remember one. It's part of our nature, our spiritual nature, that you will continue to inherit from that nature, the perfection. Whatever you have done before from the past, or it will come back to you. That's like this life I told you, a lot of things I never learned this life. But how come my nature can understand? Because I recall, I connect back, and I actually went in and realized the thing again. That all this understanding, when connected to the form and mind, the form and mind become very different. That's why I have been using this form and mind for the last 30 over years, since 1989 until now, 33 years already. And it's so beautiful, so beautiful. That's why all this teaching, all this understanding, unless Kayamita have condition, my nature cannot share. So now you start to understand how all the teachings are connected and how this understanding come about. Why the sharing is so different. You cannot find, not even book to write. You can't even find anybody who can even talk about this or describe this. Completely out. It's very rare, very rare. So hopefully, with this sharing, it can help those who are having the faith and the understanding to move on.